A major topic of discussion in the Mid-South this week happened in Southaven on Wednesday. Now, hundreds of Mississippians showed up to a meeting to express their unhappiness with the planned xAI supercomputer plans for Southaven. The $20 billion facility in DeSoto County has submitted permits for 41 gas-powered turbines. The Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality says there are currently 18 turbines on site. Environmental activist groups claim there are actually 27 turbines being used. These discrepancies, along with potential health risks, are why people are speaking out.
If we allow this project to go through and they get more turbines over there operating, who knows what impact it's going to have on that community in the immediate area and the rest of us who live not too far from that area.
I'm against the permit for the NZX tech facility because it's harmful to the environment that I'm growing up in.
These are people that are already struggling economically. These are people that are already bearing the brunt of all this crap that's going down. And now you add the healthcare issues. The healthcare system in this county cannot absorb the increase that we're going to see in hospitalizations.
Now, the MDEQ will ultimately decide on if xAI gets those permits, but this is likely not the last time we will hear about this fight. In fact, it started really in Southwest Memphis before it even got down to Southaven. Deidre, I'll open it up to you. Were you surprised to see that big of a turnout?
No, I really wasn't surprised. I think if you look at what happens here in Memphis when it comes to xAI, the transition to Southaven, you knew a big crowd was going to come out. You'd already heard rumblings from the community about the sound, the smell, and so that's the only way through an advocacy is to let those people that will make the decisions about the permitting know that they have concerns. Will it matter? We don't know, but what I do know is the national NAACP is paying close attention to what's happening in Southaven, and let's see how they weigh in.
ABC News Network did a fabulous job on an investigation that started in the Chicago area with one woman who was next to a data center, and she hears the constant drummings of the generators, but also they were able to show her utility bill statements over the last few months had increased. So, you know, just interesting to see how that's affecting other places in the country. But Otis, I'll let you weigh in here.
Yeah, I have to say that I was slightly surprised at the number of people who were there. But I thought it was refreshing. I mean, this is an opportunity for people to be heard. And I was also struck by the racial diversity at that meeting. You know, I think the prevailing opinion about the people who were complaining in Memphis were mostly African Americans who live in Southwest Memphis, and there was a tendency to sort of downplay their concerns. But now we see down in Southaven, there's a broad array of people who are concerned about this, and rightfully so. And so I just hope that we understand that this should not just be a rubber stamp all the way around. There needs to be some valid and credible responses to their concerns, even though it may not make that much difference in the long run. At least people are being heard, and it's not just a subset group of people.
We're talking about economic development here too. So Luke, I want you to touch on this. One woman was there to really just hear everything out before she even, we talked to her, but she had more of not really picking a side. She was like, we want to just understand how much it'll impact, but it is development to some degree. So any words on that?
Sure. This really does mimic what happened here in Memphis just months or a year ago, and it does feel somewhat political to me. I have been on the xAI site in Memphis. I've walked next to the gas turbines. I've been in the facility. These are retrofitted gas turbines to be the most efficient and most environmentally friendly gas turbines that exist on the planet. You know, Elon Musk has a long history of being somewhat of like a tree hugger and climate activist himself, going back years and years and years. I mean, he started an electric car company partly for that reason, and it just feels political to me. It started here in Memphis with a certain Justin Pearson wanting, in my opinion, to gain some political favor, to make an issue out of it, and it didn't start from a science-based, fact-based evidence-based approach, in my opinion. And I do think that there's a little bit of that politicization going on in Southaven as well. And if you listen to some of the people interviewed, most of them were not even from the community that will be affected. They were from outside of the community. They had a political agenda, and they wanted to comment for others. And it just feels somewhat political to me, and I would rather see the facts on the ground of, is the air actually being polluted by the gas turbines? And so far, we don't have that evidence.
I don't think you can say that the majority of people there had a political agenda. They have a healthcare agenda. They have an environmental agenda. They have the sound that is being heard there. I just think that to just chalk this up to some partisan political stunt by whether it's Justin Pearson or the young girl who was in the voiceover that we just saw. I just think that's unfair, and that's another way to me to just downplay and ignore their valid concern. That's all I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to downplay the politicization that's going on. I mean, there is some of that. And I'm not, look, some people did show up to hear what was going on. Some people are concerned, and that's great. Peaceful advocacy is really, really important. But it started here in Memphis with somebody who was seeking a political spotlight. And I think that continues
It still is.
as it relates to xAI.
But I don't think you can say that the people in Southaven are paying all that much attention to Justin Pearson.
We're not
They don't
even,
vote for him.
Sure, but
and
we're
he's
not
not
even
in there.
He was at that meeting, though, I would
Yes,
say.
he was.
Well,
and
he
we're not,
was.
He
we're
was
not
in Mississippi.
talking. But listen, we're not talking about air quality scientific studies right now. And that's what to calm people down. Okay, is the air quality being impacted? There's no evidence of that in Memphis at all. And these gas turbines were retrofitted again to be the most efficient, environmentally friendly gas turbines ever created before. And, you know, I would rather look at the science than gin up people's fears.
I'm
Look,
just glad that
you've been in xAI, Luke. You said you've been in it, you've toured it, you've seen it, but would you live near it?
Right.
No, but it's in an
And
industrial
I
park.
wouldn't either. And
I wouldn't either.
So if it happened to come in my backyard,
And they have a right to be
and I'm
here.
hearing it, even with the health concerns, my mental is now.
Yes, I live very far away from it. That's right.
Environmental justice is real.
Okay. All right. When we come back, we are going to pay a tribute to a late civil rights leader, an icon, Reverend Jesse Jackson.